All right, 2.6. Graphs of basic functions.
Don't pop it. Sorry, I didn't know that was your leg.
You're good. I'm just
Like casually
I don't care.
rubbing her leg with my foot. Gosh dang, I can't see him. Okay.
It's okay. Maddie's my best friend. She did a lot of weird things.
All right. So we've got the identity function, which is f of x is equal to x. Come in. Looks like this. This has a domain of -8 to 8. Or, oh my gosh.
The flu's coming for you.
Negative infinity to infinity in a range of negative infinity to infinity.
Never, I need to drink it. It has vitamin C and 42 grams of sugar.
You chug that thing.
And some calories, so.
All right, the squaring function f of x equals x squared.
Is this the U?
Yep.
So confused for a second. I thought we were doing examples.
Looks like this. Got a domain from negative infinity to infinity in a range on the closed interval from 0 to the open interval infinity. The cubing function f of x equals x cubed. Looks something like 1150. Domain negative infinity to infinity. Range negative infinity to infinity. Square root function f of x equals the square root of x. Looks like this. Domain from closed interval 0 to infinity. Range is also 0 to infinity.
Tastes awful.
Just plug your nose.
with it?
Just plug your nose and bottoms up.
It's probably just a different brand than you normally would get.
Don't.
Cube root function f of x equals the cube root of x. Looks something like this. Domain negative infinity to infinity. Range negative infinity to infinity.
You know the first thing Miss Patton said to me today? You only have one day left until you're not exempt from
She
the
said
exam.
that's what she was said in class too.
That
Just
I
say
don't even have an A in the class, so I don't even know why it's that big a deal.
because you still have a chance to bring it up.
Sure. Well, I have an A right now, but last quarter I
Yep.
got high. But I don't know.
Absolute value function, f of x is equal to the absolute value of x.
Just say you're visiting Avery. Oh, visiting.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then conveniently here on Saturday.
Be like, yeah, we just went down.
Well, you can use your 5 days, you just can't use more than it, right?
Yeah.
So I basically.
You'll be fine. Just like try to anticipate when you're gonna be sick next, so you can just be like, get everybody assigned the anticipated absence.
This one has a domain, negative infinity to infinity, range from 0 to infinity. Greatest integer function. F of x equals, well, the book writes it interesting, but I usually just write it as int of x. And this graph is
This is a lot of graphs.
something like that ish. Now, in case you just wanted to know, the book writes this like this.
Oh.
So if you see that, that's what it means. And then the domain is negative infinity to infinity. The range is y such that y is an integer. So like -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and so on.